Okay, now's the time when we need to use the username and password that we set up to log into the system to get yourself set up for new nutrition and to make sure you know exactly how your member homepage works so that you can stay in track of everything that you need to do throughout your contest and your challenge. Now, let's just say that you have forgotten your username and password and you're not even sure what website to go to. Hopefully that's not the case, but if it is, it's just a matter of literally going into your email again, which we'll do now, and having a look for the automatic email that got sent to you as soon as you created your username and password last time we were on the system. So again, you'll see it here that it was training machine and my password was machine T. Alright, now depending on what your training facility has organized for you, if you can't remember what website to go to, the link will be directly in exactly the same email. So we're going to go ahead and click on that now. Alright, now to log in here, again it was just training machine and then it was machine T. Now let's go ahead and log in. Excellent, now it's taking me straight to my dashboard. Now by this stage you should have already done your body composition. You should have already done it either on your own or you should have come in and had an appointment with your training facility to get that body composition done. So if you want to go ahead and have a look at what that looks like, once your body composition is done, it's just a matter of having a look here and seeing what was in there, and depending on what you're tracking for your particular contest and challenge will depend on what things in here are being tracked and what your results are. Now once that's done, it's a matter of going through a few basic steps. So with goals and preferences, what we need to do now is put in your weight loss goals. So depending on whether you're male or female will depend on whether the system will default to a female profile here and a male profile. And again, it's just a matter of determining what you're aiming for, and again the system will default certain settings based on your age, based on what your body composition results were as well, and it will give you an idea of those up the top here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm already sitting I think at around 8%, so I'm going to click, see it won't even let me, 9. Alright, I'm already lower than the required body fat percentage, so if that's not the case for you, then it's just a matter of choosing on here what you want your ideal body composition to be by the end of your challenge. Now you'll see here that my current fat in kilos is around 7, so I'm doing pretty well, and current weight just here. So where it's got not available, depending on your size and what your body composition results were, will depend on what you're able to tick here. And for me, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to say I want an additional 1/4 of a kilo of muscle a week is what I'm going to aim for. I'm not going to aim for adding any fat, I'm aiming to add some more lean muscle mass on there. So I'm going to go ahead and save that now. Alright, and now it's just a matter of me going back to the member homepage, because you should have already selected your nutrition preferences. Even if you haven't, it won't matter. Alright, now this is what your member homepage looks like on a day-to-day basis. So once you've got your nutrition logged in here, it'll all sit here and you'll be able to go ahead and edit anything that you need. Alright, I'm going to come back in another video and explain how your competition points work and just how to move things around from a day-to-day basis to make sure you're staying on track and doing the things that you need to do to make sure you get the most out of your contest and challenge. Now I'm just going to go ahead down here and click on my nutrition information. It tells me it's not logged yet, so let's click on it to make sure we set up our week. Okay, now all depending on what your facility has organized. So if your facility has a specific food plan for you, you're going to be able, they'll let you know what that food plan is called, and I'm going to show you where you'll find it. If they haven't, then it's just a matter of going on here and saying suggest my week. So if you don't have a food plan, so if you have no predefined food week, select what you want your max prep time to be, what you want your max cook time to be, and what you want your ingredients to be. It just defaults the system to select certain recipes based on those criteria. Now if you do have a food plan in here like I do, all you need to do is make sure you select the food plan name. So we're going to call this one as the Mini Me Week. Depending on what your facility has named their food plan will depend on what you will see in here. Once you've got that there, it's a matter now of going suggest my week, and your week will be suggested based on that particular food plan. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. The system will take just a little bit of time to get things set up. We have 16,000 recipes in the system, so it's just a matter of them sorting them out, and the system will create a default food plan for you. Once you've got that food plan in there, I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can edit it from a day-to-day basis. Okay, once everything is in here, you'll see that it's defaulted things for you based on what it says your target calories should be. Now remember, I'm aiming to increase my lean muscle mass, so my calories are around 2,400. Alright, if you were trying to lose a little bit of fat, your calories would probably be lower. But in saying that, your training facility should give you what they want your actuals to be for the day. So regardless of what your targets are, they should be giving you what they want your actuals to be. So based on how you set your day and your week up will depend on what your actuals show up as. So the biggest lesson and education that you'll get from this is learning how to put a day together and what it equates to, and then just starting to play with different meal options, different food recipes to make sure that you hit your actual targets given to you by your facilities, and you learn how to put it all together. Alright, so here we are on your page, and if you have a look at the top, everything's set up on a daily basis. Okay, so it's just a matter of going in the beginning, spending probably, let's say, 20 to 30 minutes max, and setting up everything for the week so you have the week planned. Worst case scenario, make sure you at least have the first 2 to 3 days planned, so we're not planning, to fail. You're making sure that you got everything in place that you need to succeed. Okay. Now, nice and simple with this, it's just a matter here. Let's say I've got rice cakes with cottage cheese. Now, at the moment, if I'm looking at my carbs are pretty high. So let's say I wanted to get my carbs down a little bit. What I'm going to go ahead here is choose my mini-me week. So I'm going to choose this, which is then going to show me other options that will suit me for breakfast. So the great thing about this is once you select that option, all your other options will show up here. And it's just a matter of having a look and saying, okay, well, what is still pretty high in protein but not that high in carbohydrates, because that's the ratio that I'm going for here. And there's not a lot of options for me based on the fact that I'm wanting to put on muscle, so I need to eat a bit more carbohydrates. But let's choose something that's a little bit lower in carb and a little bit lower in protein, but it'll bring my carbs down. What I'll do is I'll click on that, and it will replace the option that I had with that. So you'll see now that my carbs came down a little bit, but so did my protein. So it's just a matter there of playing with each of those meals within the system and putting together your day based on your actuals. Now, if you don't have an evening snack or you don't have an evening meal and you found that you've had enough throughout the day, just go ahead and literally delete it. And what you'll find straight away, obviously, that's going to affect your actuals again. Like my calories have come down, my carbs have come down under 200 grams now, my protein's still up pretty high, my fats are pretty good. So again, it's just a matter of having a play with it all, putting it all together, and making sure that you have a week or at least a few days planned. Once you've got that done, okay, it's just now a matter of going ahead to your grocery list, and your grocery list will show up everything that you've selected and you can print it. But before you do that, one thing I want you to realize is that say you select something within your specific food plan that your training facility has made for you. If there's nothing within those options that either suits you, that you don't like, whatever it is, you can go to choose a recipe. And when you choose a recipe, you get access to our complete database. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Once you've got access to the whole database, it's just a matter of searching for things in here. So if I put chicken, and we'll put there, I want lunch as an option. I don't really want chicken for breakfast. Alright, it's going to go ahead and search recipes. And again, it's going to look through the whole database and choose what recipes, you've selected. What are the chicken recipes? So I can go down here and again have a look at what my calories, fats, and carbs are. So keeping in mind what your actuals were meant to be for the day. If I like something here, all I have to do is add it to breakfast and it will show up there. If I don't want to add it to breakfast, I can add it to lunch, whatever I've selected as a default there. Once you've done that, again, it's just a matter of returning to your nutrition program. So don't feel like you're stuck with the food plan that your facility's given you, but in saying that, they've given it to you for a reason, because it simplifies things, it gives you some more structure. So if you can stick to it because they've spent a bit of time putting it together for you. Okay, once you've done that, let's go to our grocery list. Alright, and again, it's selected by day. So if you haven't done the whole week and you've only done a few days, just select those few days and then go ahead and print that grocery list. If you have done the whole week because you are determined to make sure you succeed, then obviously by default it's in there for you, and again, just go ahead and print that. Once that's all done and set up, every time you log in, alright, at least for that whole entire week, you'll now see that everything is on here. So you've loaded onto your member homepage, your nutrition's now sitting on there. If I want to go and change something, because obviously once you've planned it, if things change, it's just a matter of editing it so that you're still tracking how you went and you're still making sure that you're working towards those actual targets that your facility required that you work towards. So let's say I'm going to go in here and change what I had for breakfast. So again, it's just a matter of going in here. I can change whatever that recipe is. I can edit it. So with corn cakes with cottage cheese and banana, if I wanted to take the banana out and bring my carbohydrates down, I can go ahead and edit that recipe to be able to do that. So good luck with setting it all up. Remember that this is probably the most important step in determining how you're going to go throughout your contest and challenge, and determining the level of results that you're going to get, because without having your food right, it does not really matter how hard you're going to train. It's really important to make sure that you spend the time getting yourself set up properly from the beginning.